Welcome to Not Factory Approved. I haven't said this for about 120 videos, so I thought maybe it's time I did. The purpose of this channel is to not necessarily show the best way of doing something, it's to show a way of doing something. And if you've been watching for a while, you know that I've learned as I go. So I want to encourage you, don't be afraid to try new things. And if you really can't stand to destroy something, then practice on something that you can destroy. And it's not a big deal. Otherwise, you'll gain lots of experience and you'll be satisfied with your results, or not, the more you practice. So keep practicing, don't be afraid. Okay, this truck has a pronounced miss, so I'm going to try and troubleshoot that today. Now, what I've tried to do so far is to remove each of these. Can't hardly see that, can you? Down there is a distributor. And so I've removed each one of the plug wires from the distributor with this pliers. You need a highly insulated pliers. It's a very fat spark. It was even jumping from the outside of the rubber down there, from the handle across to this hose. There's enough conductivity because the spark is that big. Anyway, I'll remove these hoses so you can see. And what I'm going to do first is a compression test. It's the easiest way. I can't test each of the fuel injectors separately because you have to, on this engine you have to remove the intake manifold. And I don't want to do that. I don't know where the computer is either, and I believe it's under the dash. That's where the wires seem to go, but access is not easy, so compression test first. It occurred to me, given the history of this truck, I should probably check the firing order first in case somebody's mucked up the wires. So just for interest's sake, down there is the coil pack, which is like a transformer. They are normally, but this one looks like a transformer. So shine some light on that. It's down there. And the bracket. Right there. So the coil wire comes up, goes into the center. So this has a firing order according to this. Focus. 15426378. I've lined it up top dead center. You can see the mark down there on the pulley. Right there. There's a groove cut in the pulley. And a timing mark. There's a magnetic pickup beside it. If you have a magnetic pickup for timing light. Right in here. Oh, I don't have that. I just have a straight timing light. So that's for an engine analyzer. I'm using what should be the TDC mark, not the timing mark. But irregardless, 10 degrees, it's not going to make a difference of which plug it points at. So this should be number 1 or number 6. Yeah, number 6. So I'll check that out. Nothing was making any sense. So I found out that that wasn't the top dead center mark. It's a different mark for some reason. So hopefully you can see that. Before top dead center is marked 0. It's just to the left of the pointer. And then we have 20 degrees and 40 degrees marked. I've tried to fill them out with chalk so they're more visible. So at this point, the timing is supposed to be 10 degrees before top dead center. So it should be pointing right at the edge of the number 1 cylinder. So let's see if that happens. Okay, so it's pointing right there, which is this one, which is number 1 down in there. That one. The marking is, the numbering is 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, and 5, 6, 7, and 8 on this side. So go through and check all 8.
To perform a compression test, remove all the spark plugs and examine the condition and coloring. Disable the ignition by disconnecting the coil input or output. Connect the compression gauge. The threaded gauge is best. Apply full throttle. Large weight on the gas pedal or if it attached to a willing volunteer. Apply the starter until the gauge no longer inflates. Should occur within 3 compression cycles. If the compression maximum occurs quickly and is within specification, be happy. There are other ways to determine a fault if the compression is low or increases slowly. Note a high compression engine should have higher cylinder pressure. Low pressures can be acceptable.
Foot to the floor, crank it over. Thank you. Okay. In my checking, not surprising, I found 2 wires crossed. So I corrected that. See, I got to put the coil wire back on yet. So it runs on 8 cylinders now. Explains the inconclusive miss on 2 cylinders. And that's about it. Valve cover's leaking, I noticed. So I'll have to fix that. Plugs are in, compressions are all great. I did check the compressions anyway. It's a good selling feature, if nothing else. Or, you know you're in trouble. And they're really good. They're anywhere from 145 to 160. It's perfect. 180,000 clicks, the best you can ask for. Especially a truck that's been chasing cows the last few years of its life.
Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or even notify, or any of the above, or all of the above. Thank you.